One day suddenly, I felt awkward looking at myself in the bathroom mirror. My movements in the mirror seemed slow. I was horrified, and I quietly looked at the mirror. Suddenly, in the mirror, I tilted my head to the side and smiled. I ran out of the bathroom and looked for a hammer. And then I immediately hit the bathroom mirror. But the me in the mirror didn't hit the mirror with the hammer. The mirror wasn't broken. Eventually, I ran out of the house. Will I be able to go back to that house again?
There is an abandoned house at the end of town. Every afternoon, a melancholy piano melody plays. One day, suddenly, music drew me in. I went into the house. There was an old piano in the middle of the living room. I slowly approached the piano. Suddenly, the music stopped. Someone's cold hand grabbed my shoulder.
Play with me.
I ran out of the house. After that day, every time I pass by that house, I hear that voice.
Play with me.
What should I do with this voice? Will it be resolved if I go back to that house?
I drive down a mountain road on my way home from work. One day, I was passing an old cemetery on the side of a mountain. Suddenly, the backseat door was slightly open. Trembling with horror, I closed the door and headed home. After that day, I felt eyes on me from the back seat. When I look in the rearview mirror, there's no one there. Now, whenever I pass a cemetery, my car door opens slightly. There's no one there, but it feels like someone is riding it. I can no longer drive alone at night. I'm sure this is a ghost trick. Please tell me how to beat the ghost.
Every day at midnight, the phone rings. The number is surprisingly my number. I took the courage to receive it once. My voice whispered, "Find me." I hung up in fear. I think there's someone in the house after that. It feels like there's another me in the house. And just now, there was a note written in my own handwriting on the pillow. We're getting closer. I ran out of the house right away. What do I do now?
I was driving on a rainy day on a mountain road. I saw a woman hitchhiking. I put her in the back seat of her car. She just looked at her own lap without saying anything. And we arrived at a nearby village. I turned around to ask her where she was going. But the back seat was empty. In the back seat, all I could see was a wet seat from the rain. To calm my trembling heart, I went into a small market, and I told the landlady what I had just experienced. She shook her head sadly.
Poor hitchhiker. She died on that mountain pass. She will be forever looking for her home.
There is an old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. They say the walls whisper at night. A group of intrepid teenagers decide to spend the night. The night deepens. They heard the whispering in the walls getting louder and louder. Whispers turned into screams of accusation. And the teenagers panicked and couldn't run away. Dawn broke and there was no trace of the teenager. Now there is only uneasy silence. Only occasionally do desperate pleas break within the walls.
Help.
They say there is an angel statue that bleeds at night. This angel statue is said to contain a spirit of vengeance. One night, I went to see this statue. Water actually flowed from the statue's eyes. I don't think it was blood. I was relieved, but my body didn't move. My body froze while standing. And someone whispered behind me,
"How dare you mock those who have been wronged?"
At that moment, I fainted. The next morning, I woke up in front of a statue. It was a bit cold at night. When you go to see the statue, please prepare warm clothes.
I was unpacking my belongings at the house I moved into. But then I found a hidden door behind the cabinet. When I opened the door, it was very dark. I got curious and went in. But suddenly, the door closed by itself. Because it suddenly got dark, I couldn't see anything. But I couldn't find the door. It was as if the door had disappeared. I panicked, squatted down and closed my eyes. Just then, I heard my friend arrive home. And then I heard my friend calling for me. I opened my eyes and ran towards the light. Fortunately, I was able to escape thanks to my friend. But there was no one there. What is that friend's voice I heard? I can't live in this house.
I got a call from my number. I got a call from me. I could hear my frightened voice through the phone. Don't come home, it's not safe here. Suddenly, the phone hung up. I hurried home. But the house was fine and nothing happened. I was relieved and checked the prank call. But that number was mine. What is surprising is that the call date is tomorrow. A phone call from tomorrow's me. Should I keep the house tomorrow?